Your sensitivity should be the #1 on your list that'll get you closer to improving in Warzone. Now, many of you have horrible aim just like this, and you can't figure out how your bullets aren't damaging the enemy and how they're able to shimmy out the way and drop you right where you stand. But today, that all changes for you. So this is what I need you to do. Go ahead and jump into your controller tab and go to your sensitivity. Now, these are my current sensitivity settings, but hold on. Before you copy my settings, a lot of streamers or creators will say, put your sensitivity here or change it to this specific number. But I'm gonna keep it real with you. Pick the sensitivity that fits you, a sensitivity that you can handle or you can control. Let me go to the fire range so I can give you a bit more details. All right, here we are in the fire range. So let me change my sensitivity. We're gonna talk about having a high sensitivity and like how having a high sensitivity could really affect your aim. So let me go ahead and go to my settings real quick. Go to my settings. Now I'm gonna change my horizontal. I'm gonna move this all the way up, right? To like, I don't know, let's say a 3. I think a 3 is gonna be fast, right? So let's see, let's find out. Look how fast this is. A lot of y'all wanna play on high sensitivity, like y'all playing like some of these wild TikTokers and things like that. This is fast. Now just imagine, this is the enemy right here, right? If you trying to move quickly and need to go on target to this enemy right there, it's gonna be hard for you to, to stay on track, to snap on this enemy, to put him down. It's gonna have to take for you to stop, focus, and then start shooting, right? That's not what you want. By that time, you're already gonna be dead meat, especially in this war zone right now because the TTK is insanely fast. Well, I ain't gonna say insanely fast, it's just fast, right? You're gonna get put down quickly. So this is why I say like, having a high sensitivity, trying to copy the next person is not it, right? This is too high for me on a 3, right? But it's gonna take for you to, again, slow down, for you to focus on this enemy, then start shooting, right? But even with that being said, sometimes when your sensitivity is just too high, let me go ahead and move my other sensitivity up, which is the vertical. Let me move this up to a 3 as well, right? Let's keep on moving forward with this one. I just want to give y'all, a good, details and a visual on what I'm talking about. This is high. Being able to stay on target, to snap on the enemy like down there, you got to really stop just to focus in. And sometimes when you have a high sensitivity, it's gonna go all over the place. You feel me? It's gonna go all over the place. That's why you don't want a high sensitivity, because it's gonna really mess you up. And I'm just trying to know, I'm not even trying to do this on purpose. I'm just trying to show you all like how they'll look. You feel me? I'm just really trying to be honest with you all right here. You gotta really like stop and not have your analogs go all crazy and stuff like that. But let me tell you about the pros and cons of having a low sensitivity. So let me go back into my setting. Now I'm gonna drag this all the way down, let's say to a point 45. All right, we're gonna go 0.45 on both the horizontal and the vertical. You feel me? Now, this is what we're gonna go over the pros and cons for having a low sensitivity. Now, having low sensitivity could be good, which is real good. And it will allow you to stay on target when you strafing left and right and things like that. You feel like you can really beam somebody. But where the issue do come in at is when you having to go from this opponent and you gotta go to your far left real quickly. And really, look how slow I'm moving. Like, this is slow. So like a turtle, like Franklin turtle, like some people say I look like. But anyway, that's neither here or there. But here we go, like, go from here, then go on here. Like, this is feel good, right? But again, when you're going against real good players, skillful players, the sensitivity needs to be on point. It really needs to be on point. You need to be able to go from this target to this target quickly, not slowly, not from here to go. Look how I'm trying to get to this target. Say where this wood is right there. If I'm trying to go from this person to this person, look how slow that is. That's hella slow. That's too slow. You feel me? Now, again, the pro is you go from this enemy that's close right there, right? And you can stay on target. It won't be going all crazy like this. I can't even move it fast like that. But going from this target, again, to this target over here, that's crazy slow. And I do not want that for you. So you got to find a sensitivity, again, that's going to fit you so you can have the best of both worlds to where you can not only move, have that fluidity to move and go on your enemy like quickly, but also going from one opponent over here to the next opponent. That's really what you want. So let me go ahead and put my sensitivity back to where I like it at. That's gonna better fit me, you feel me? I got my sensitivity, my horizontal sensitivity at a 0.70, right? And then also for my vertical, I do have it at the default, which is gonna be a 1. And the reason why I have mine set this way, because I wanna be able to, again, move from target to target. And I was noticing, like, when I was playing like multiplayer, just trying to, warm up and things like that, I wasn't able to go from this enemy and also step on this enemy right here. Like, I wasn't able to do that like fluidly. And then when I try to move it, like both my sensitivity at a lower sense, I was moving too slow. And that's why I want to make sure I'm putting you all on game, so you won't be experiencing that either though. Now, a lot of you might be asking, okay, so why is your horizontal, which is from left to right, why is your horizontal at a 0.70, but you leave your vertical at a 1? Now, for me, who I say, just don't copy me. Find what best fits you. The difficulty I was having was moving from left to right, right to left, pretty much strafing and keeping enemies in line, right? When I was trying to track an enemy, I was trying to do my thing, go here, right, or go back to this right side. It was very, very difficult for me. So I was like, man, you know what? Having this 1 or 1.6, because that's what I was originally at. At a 1.6, I'm like, that's way too high. So I was like, let me go down. Let me move my sensitivity at a lower sense, tracking wise from my left to right, to make sure to see if I can like really stay on the enemy. And guess what? That's when I started seeing my eliminations go up. It was increasing. And that's why I make sure I'm telling you all the same thing. Find that happy medium for you. And then for my vertical, why I have it at a 1, I want to be able to, go up and knock somebody off a rooftop. You feel me? If my sensitivity for my vertical is slow, you're going to have to really go up here. And when I'm ADS and to get up there, it's going to move too slow for me. And by that time, I'm going to get binged. The TGK is crazy and I'm going to be dead. I don't want to be dead like that. And now while we're still talking about the settings and, the sensitivity settings to be exact, we're going to go ahead and go over to the aiming. Okay, now that we got your sensitivity out the way, let's talk about the sensitivity multiplier. Now, I do have my ADS sensitivity multiplier at a 1. There's a reason why, and I would really highly recommend you leave your ADS sensitivity multiplier at a 1 also. And all that means, if y'all don't understand what an ADS sensitivity multiplier is, that's pretty much when you're ADS in and you're going from target to target, right? This is what that means. I have mine at a 1 because I'm going to adjust it for each zoom. You feel me? So let me go ahead and go back, go into my settings. My ADS sensitivity multiplier is at a 1. But when you go down to your aiming advanced settings, we're gonna go inside of here. Now we're gonna go down to custom sensitivity per zoom. And you see mine is on. My low zoom is gonna be low at a 0.70, which is my low zoom, and also my 2 to 3 times zoom as well. And then for my 4 to 5 times zoom, it's gonna be at a 0.85. And then the higher I go up to my zooms, more like for your marksman rifle and also for your sniper rifle, you will be at a 1.15. So I can move or snap on my enemies a little bit more quickly because my doggone scope is gonna be bigger. So I wanna be able to move faster because having a bigger scope means you're gonna be checking enemies a little bit more slower. And I don't want that. So again, I did move these down lower at a 0.7 to match my horizontal sensitivity, which is why I recommend you all do the exact same thing, because now when you ADS in, right, it's not going all over the place. You're able to be on the enemy the way you want to. You feel me? Because if it was too high, let's just say your ADS sensitivity multiplier was at a 1.7 or a 2, man, your thing gonna be going too crazy when you ADS in, and you're not gonna want that. That's gonna be too ugly. It's gonna knock you off track. It's gonna make you not be able to stay on target. And by that time, like I said, you're gonna be dead, and we don't want that. We want you to improve at this game and not decrease at all. Okay, now let's briefly go inside the dead zone inputs. Now, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this, but you wanna make sure you have the right dead zone for you. Don't just copy what I have. I'm going to explain why I have mine set to where it is, and that's because I wanna improve what I have. It best fits me. And then for my left stick minimum, right, it's at a 4. Now, I really don't have no stick drift, but I do have it at a 4 that best fits me. But if you do have stick drift, make sure you go test your stick zones. Because if your zone is look at this L, right? If my left analog is going crazy, you wanna make sure you dial this up or down to the best fitting for you, to where this L is staying centered like in the middle, right? That's what you want. And the same thing for this right side. You don't want it going everywhere. You want it to stay right here in the middle. So if you do have a controller with the stick drift, go ahead and adjust it. You feel me? Adjust it up or down. You can go up, you can go down, whichever best fits you. You feel me? And then for my left stick max, I got this at a 70. I have it at a 70 because I want my analog to respond quickly. I don't want to take all day. So that's why I have it at a 70. And some people have it at 65, and some folks or players have it at a 85. But find what best fits you. When you feel like your analog is responding quickly the way you want to, and it can be at a doggone 77, whatever number you choose. That's for you though. And that's what I love about it. That's for you. Now my left trigger and my right trigger is gonna be at a 0 because that's what I use for my lethals and my tacticals, but do what fits you, you feel me? Now that we got the first tip out the way, let me say, What's dripping my Call of Duty nieces and nephews? I appreciate you pulling up on your Call of Duty uncle. Today, we'll go over some very important tips to help you hit your shot so you can stop losing fights in Warzone. But I don't want to hold you no longer. Let's dive in. Now that you have your sensitivity dialed in the way that you like it, let's go over recoil control. But do not skip this part. I'm going to tell you something very important that'll make a difference between you winning or losing your gunfights that many streamers don't tell you, I promise. So right there today, we're gonna be using this XM4, which is one of the highly dopest assault rifles you can be using. But we're gonna be talking about the recoil control, how to control that recoil and understanding like what patterns are and things like that. And keep in mind, there are two recoil controls, or two recoil. You're gonna have a horizontal recoil, which means you're gonna be going from left to right or right to left, either one of those, or you're gonna have a recoil to where it just go all the way up. That's your vertical, right? You have a horizontal recoil and you have a vertical recoil. Now, I know a lot of you know this already, but it's always gonna be that one person who doesn't. So, just let them enjoy this right now. So let me go ahead and explain the pattern of this XM4. But everybody's gonna be different depending on your attachments, right? So I'm gonna look at this, aim down here. Now I'm going to just shoot, right? But I'm not going to control the recoil. I'm just going to shoot so we can understand the pattern, right? So here we go. Now, I use all my ammo right there, but as you can see, look at this. The recoil is gonna go, it goes up, then it goes to the left, then it goes to the right, then it starts going up again. So what that means is I'm gonna pull it down slightly and keep it to the left a little bit so I can stay on target. So let me show you a demonstration with me controlling the recoil now. Here we go. Y'all see, that's a world of a difference right there. Look at that, that's a huge difference. That right there, and I just aimed down because that's who I want to shoot at though, but this is great. This right here will keep you on target. This right here gonna make sure every bullet goes into your enemy. That's exactly what you want. That's why it's important to learn how to control recoil on the weapon that you will be using. And that's why I said your sensitivity is important, because once you master your sensitivity, then controlling recoil becomes much easier, and nobody wants their weapon acting like it's doing a hula hoop while you shooting. Nobody wants this right here. Nobody wants you to be shooting and you doing things like this. Your weapon doing a hula hoop. You don't want that, bro. You don't want that at all. Trust me, you don't want that at all. Believe me. But let's peep game on something else real quick. Let's go ahead and use the AMAX, one of the fan favorites. So let me go ahead and change my loadout real quick, right? We're gonna go ahead and choose the AMAX. Now, we're gonna look at this recoil control, right? Or look at the pattern, shall I say. Here we go right here. So this is the AMAX. Like it has a vertical recoil, it's going straight up, right? Yeah, it's going up. That means if you're going to the chest, it's gonna go ahead, kick up to the head, right? You hear that? Go ahead, kick up to the head. But anyway, so you see it has a vertical pattern right now. And of course, I do have attachments on this, so that's probably why I was doing it, but I'm just trying to give you an example. So let me go ahead and control the recoil now with the AMAX, right? We gonna control that recoil right there. Just look at it. Just look at it. This right here looks way better than right here. That vertical right there. I'm controlling the recoil right there, and them shots going all the way into my opponent. Even though they're just a wall, but you get what I'm saying. But that's what you want. But listen to me though. Remember I told you that I was gonna share something with you that many streamers aren't telling you. And that's using the same one or two guns so you can remember how to control its recoil. You want to get familiar with it so that it becomes muscle memory when you use it in gunfights. And I know someone might be saying, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Controlling recoil is very simple, blah, blah, blah. Listen, time out, peep game. Let me explain something to y'all. Imagine it's your very first time playing football and you don't know nothing about running routes, right? And the coach tells you to run 10 different routes your first day of practice. We're talking about 10 different routes on your first day of practice. Mind you, never played football before. That's gonna be overwhelming, right? And that's a lot to remember, if I'm not mistaken, versus you just learning one or two routes so it can be easier for you to learn. That's the point I'm making about using one or two weapons to learn its recoil pattern. And once you learn them, then you can move over to the next weapon of your choice. So that's why I say, find you two weapons that you like to use, something that you know for sure that you're gonna be able to use a lot. You feel me? Like, that's why I gave you a demonstration of using the XM4 on my left side, because I know I can control that recoil right there. Then also for my AMAX on this side, I know I can control the recoil as well. You feel me? And that's what I want you to do. It don't have to be these two weapons that I said specifically. You can find the two weapons that best works for you. But the thing is, I want you to learn the pattern so you can have that recoil down. That way, the muscle memory will be there. So when you go into gunfights, you know for sure, these two you remember by heart. You gonna know this stuff already. You feel me? That way, when you pick this weapon up, you already know what it's gonna do. And when I say about remembering, if you know the action for it goes up, it goes to the left a little bit, then it goes to the right, then it start going up again, you know that already. So you know that, hey, I'm gonna have to pull it down, right? Go down a little bit, you feel me? And then go at an angle a little bit, just so I can make sure I'm controlling the recoil. I want it to be more centered, you feel me? I want all my shots to go in one direct location. And the same thing for the AMAX. For me, I know it's gonna go up. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna pull it down on my analog. I don't gotta do anything else but pull down. That's what I want you to do. Build the muscle memory for real. Now, if you like that analogy or comparison, then consider centering your finger on that like button. It'd be greatly appreciated and help get the video pushed out. And speaking of centering, that brings me up to my next tip. Learning how to keep your crosshair or dot in the center of your screen. Because there's at least one person, I kid you not, at least one person who's still struggling to keep their crosshair centered because they are either running, looking towards the ground, or they're running, looking towards the sky. That's not one of them things that you want because you ain't gonna be able to see nobody coming directly at you and then wondering why you down so fast. Or you might even think they're cheating. In our reality, you just weren't paying attention. Like, doing either one of those will have you lost in the sauce. And I can't have my Call of Duty nieces and nephews slacking in these Call of Duty streets whatsoever. And believe it or not, having the correct sensitivity and knowing how to control recoil ties into centering because not only do you need to keep your crosshair centered so you can easily snap on your enemy, you still have to stay centered on your enemy when they are moving left to right and trying to drop shot you. And you want to be able to stay centered for sure. I don't need you to be centered on the ground, nor the sky. I want you to stay on your enemy so when you have good centering, I want you to be able to stay on your enemy, point blank period. So when you have good centering, that means you'll have good tracking as well. And by the clips you're seeing right now, I'm just keeping my crosshair right on my enemy and learn how to control that recoil. That's all I really want to do, right? This is what I want to do. My crosshair is here, right on the enemy, right there. Look at that dot, look at that crosshair, right in the center of it. So when I aim in, I'm already right there. So all I gotta do, I already remember how to control my recoil, which makes it easier for me to drop that opponent. But guess what? Like I mentioned earlier, if I'm looking down, I gotta then pull all the way up just to kill the enemy. Hey, that's tough. Or if I'm looking in the air, running, then if I see an enemy with my eyeball, I gotta bring my crosshair all the way down, and by that time, I'm gonna be dead. Then I wanna try to, knock them off their feet. But by that time, like I said, it's gonna be too late. So keep your crosshair here. Don't be looking down to the ground. Don't be looking at the number 2. Do not look at that number 2. Don't be looking up here. You wanna make sure that you control that recoil, have that muscle memory, and take them out the game, dog, for real. I believe in you. So let's go on to the next tip. Another tip that will help you stop losing fights tremendously, and that's using cover. Let me be honest. I've eliminated so many enemies because they were caught lacking. They be so wide open, which leads for me to get an easy kill because while I'm behind some type of cover or object or whatever, that player is wide open with a sign on his forehead screaming, shoot me, kill me, send me back to the gulag. So use different type of objects to your advantage. You don't have to be the next Wawa TikToker at all. You can be the next you. Someone who uses everything to their advantage. So whether you're playing Black Ops 6 multiplayer or Call of Duty Warzone, shoot, zombies for all I care. Use vehicles, barrels, and other objects so that you can become a harder target so the enemy won't have an easy access or easy way to kill you. And to be quite honest, the more you implement that every time you drop into a match, your confidence will build up. Like I kid you not. But anyway, now that you set the sensitivity the way you like, you know how to control recoil, know its pattern, teaching yourself to have 1 or 2 guns so you can get used to it to build up that muscle memory, understanding the importance of centering, and knowing that using cover is very important. The bonus tip I'll give you so that you can see this all come together, and that's drop it into a game of plunder, especially if you like to respawn. But right now, I would definitely suggest you play the new casual battle royale mode because you'll face way more bots, like 80% more bots than real players. and you can really fine tune everything you want to do within that game mode. It's not as intense at all, and it'll still have that battle royale feel to it, except you'll be dominating against bots. That's okay. You're warming up, you're practicing, you're learning to get better. That way your confidence can improve. But the more you play and the more you get comfortable, you'll be ready to face anyone. Trust me, anyone. Because again, that confidence is going to be built. Your gun confidence is going to be built. And that's what we want. And that's how we want you improving in every gunfight. Every 1v1 you have, we want you to dominate against that opponent. Because you learn how to stop losing gunfights in Warzone. But that's going to wrap up today's video. Leave a comment down below letting me know if this video was helpful in any kind of way. And if so, share it with a friend. And if you did enjoy today's content, then consider subscribing to the channel to stay up to date with all things related to Call of Duty content. It'll be nice to have you be a part of this community. And if you're looking to improve your gun skill and wanting to avoid skill-based matchmaking, then check out this video as I go in depth about the new casual battle royale mode within Verdansk Warzone. Thank you for watching, and remember to eat good and sleep good. One love.